Welcome, Lindsay Friedman. She is the founder of LTCareNav.com as well as CareBloom.com. And we are also welcoming Ron Braun. He is the owner of CarePatrol KC Welcome, guys. How are you?
I'm doing well, Lance. Thank you very much.
I'm too.
So, Ron, I introduced you as the owner of CarePatrol. For our viewers and listeners who may not be familiar with CarePatrol, why don't you share a little bit about what CarePatrol is?
So, CarePatrol is a senior care advisory service. We help seniors and their families find senior living options anywhere from you getting extra help at home all the way through, independent living, assisted living, memory care, nursing homes. In a lot of ways, when I tell people, I describe it. The very short description is that we're like a realtor for senior living. And if you're buying a house, you'd hire an expert that can help you find the right one. And the same with us, you hire an expert, will help people find the right place for them to live. And there's no charge for our services.
Oh, wonderful. And, I know you're one of the expert featured resources on Lindsay's LTCareNav.com. Share a little bit about that.
Yeah, so so LTCareNav has given us a good opportunity to get our name out there a little bit more. LTCareNav they have a wealth of information that's available for us, and we can kind of get our information out in more places. So we're trying real hard to be, just to get more opportunities for more looks on what we do and help people understand what we do. I've heard a lot of people say in the past that, if I had a nickel for every time somebody said, "Wow, I wish that I'd known about your services, a month ago or 2 months ago," or whatever it is, then I'd like to change that so that people are well aware of what we do as a service. So just looking for more ways of doing that. And Lindsay's program Lindsay's already taught us a lot about optimization and getting in touch with everybody overall.
No, that's tremendous. Ron, how did you get involved in, the senior care and care sector? Do you have a story that you wanted to share?
Yeah, my origin story is, I guess it was, I think 2012. My brother got a call from the hospital and said that my mom had gone to the hospital for she had some chest pains, and went in for that, and that was fine. But it turned out she couldn't remember where she lived, and she had been living in a senior independent living community for many years, but she couldn't remember that. So we knew her memory was sliding, and she was on that journey somewhere, but we weren't very familiar with the overall thing. And none of us lived close to her in the same community. So we went up, and my brother and we drove around. If you hear a little bit of an accent, I'm from Canada originally, so there might be something there. But we went up and drove around Saskatchewan looking for a place for her to get her where she could get more care. And we were given nothing more than a stack of papers from the hospital saying, here you go. And so a few years later, and just had an opportunity where we're looking for something different, my wife and I, and it was one of the options that we looked at was looking at a franchise, and this CarePatrol came up as a way, and I certainly had the empathy for people to kind of avoid that situation and not have to walk that journey on their own. So that was a good fit for us, and so we've been doing it for a while now.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. Lindsay, we hear a lot about the great things that LTCareNav is doing, and, stories like, Ron and his personal experience, and then taking that and turning it into professional work. How do you identify resources like this to join the LTCareNav family?
So we do a lot on the vetting end. And again, just like Ron had a story, that's one of the most important things to me is when you have a why and you're driven by passion, it's so much greater than whatever other your motivation could be. And it is one of the things that I have spoken to so many of these owners at CarePatrol, and every one of them has just come from such a place of compassion and giving and wanting to help families. And Ron has stories. Ron has shared so many stories with me where he has gone, I don't think we have time for, but like above and beyond anyone I've ever heard of. And I love hearing these stories because that's what this space has to be about. anyone who's serving the senior community, it has to be about doing the right thing for that senior and the family. And Ron is exceptional with that.
Yeah, and Ron, I'll commend you. I got into this field as well from a personal experience, albeit different than yours, but the motivation was still the same, to help people who were going through similar situations like I had gone through, and really not finding resources readily available, and kind of creating my own. And I feel like people that are here for the right reasons and that have walked that journey can really bring so much great benefit to these other families who are just going through it. So thank you for what you're doing. And where would you like people to go to learn more about your CarePatrol?
Well, certainly they can find us on our LTCareNav website, as well as our own CarePatrol website. And the CarePatrol is carepatrol.com, and Lindsay can fill you in on the specifics of the LTCareNav, how to find us there. But that's the easiest way to find us, and just reach out then and talk to us. We're like I said, we're a free service and can help people through any number of issues that they may be having.
No, that's wonderful. And Lindsay, how can people find Ron on LTCareNav.com? And maybe somebody watching or listening right now feels like they would like to become a part of LTCareNav as a resource. How can they do that?
So for Ron, it's LTCareNav.com/CarePatrol, KCMO. And then it's carepatrol.com/KCMO2. So there's for Ron. And then for us, if you reach out, if you are interested of becoming a partner and letting us introduce you to families, reach out to us at hello@LTCareNav.com. And you actually will have a conversation with me or my partner, and we'll get to know you. And we'd love to hear your why and what you're doing for families.
Wonderful. Well, Ron and Lindsay, thank you both for the work that you're doing and for joining us today. Anytime we can help support the work you're doing, let us know, and we look forward to talking again in the future.
All right. Thanks, Lance. Appreciate it.